Hi, welcome to MaiMoments, the best channel for makeup and hair tutorial and also products review. Shout out to Teresa Bowman for requesting this video, how to create NAMAARI hairstyle from RAYA and the Last Dragons. This video is dedicated to you and all the people watching. If you have any comment, concerns, or requests, definitely comment below. So no further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to create two hairstyles for this look. This is the first one, so one cornrow on the side, perfect if you shave off your side or you decide to keep your hair long as mine, this will work too. So go ahead and brush your hair thoroughly before we getting started. This method is going to be such a hassle if your hair is not thoroughly brushed. So now it's time to part my side, and this side look better on me, that's why I choose it. And also, if it's convenient for you to part the other side, you must do so. Because of the hands placements, it's very important to create this cornrow. I'm just going to part my hair starting from the crown and all the way to my ear. That part, I'm going to use an elastic and tie it up because I want that part to not get in my way later on when I do my cornrow. This is a must step and I could not stretch it out enough. You would definitely thank me later. So now is the important part, parting your hair to create those cornrows. It's really dependent on you. If you want a big cornrow, then you make sure the side that you parting is bigger. If you want smaller, basically do the same method. And I'm just going to grab that sections and put it on the side so I can gather all the left sections that I don't need and put it toward the back and tie it with elastic. My baby hair always love to say hi and is party on the rooftop, so I'm going to use the Eco Professional Gel to keep everything in place and at bay. So don't skip this method because it's going to save you a whole lot of headaches later on. And adding more gel into my fingers and only apply where I part the hair. This is definitely going to help the process of cornrow much easier and also faster. It seemed that the prepping is long, but the turnout is going to be amazing. So now I'm going to thoroughly brushing out every strangle strings before I'm going to do a cornrow. I apologize for the advance for the distractions. Look like I have a lot of dandruff, but the fact that I've been using this gel and I have to do mini take, this is why it turned out this way. So let's get started with the cornrow. I'm just going to grab a sections and divide into three parts. We are basically going to do a Dutch braid. I'm going to slow this part down, taking the outer right strings and place it under in between those two strings. On the outer left, I'm going to place it under in between those two strings. Once again, we are back into the outer right strings, place it under in between. Now add more hair into that strings, and once again we are back in the outer left string, place it under in between those two strings, add more hair into that and bounce back to the other side, applying the same method until you reach all the way toward the ends where you don't have no more hair to collect. You are not able to see the patterns until you are reached toward the mid or toward the ends. So if you making a mistake at the beginning, don't worry, just do it again. Keep doing it until you can see the pattern starting to form. When doing this method, you definitely want to stay close to your scalp as possible because this hairstyle is really easy to entwine itself. By the way, if this hairstyle you cannot able to see, you can definitely search for how to create a Dutch braid. I have not do a video of that, so if you really want to see how I able to create a Dutch braid, definitely comment below. And this is going to give you a better idea how to do this hairstyle because it's basically a mini side of a Dutch braid, not a French braid. As you can see, it is super easy for me just to grab more hair and more hair as I go and not accidentally grabbing on the other piece of hair and keeping a straight line. It's because how I part my hair and where I tie my hair. Each time when I grab more hair, I like to actually glide my finger through these sections just to make sure it's not going to be tangled toward the bottoms. Since I have such a long hair, it tends to do that. And whenever you are going to braid and collect all those hair, you still want to make sure you keep going so you can have space for air. So that's why I'm going to braid until I feel that it's going to be a good amount. And tie your hair with elastic so you can definitely secure the cornrow in place and will be perfect all day. So here's a great example of what not to do. I basically unleashed my hair, taking out all those hair tie, but I want to make sure that you will not do that. Let's add hair ring just like NAMAARI, and how you're going to open it is basically on the side, twist it like this, and I'm going to find a perfect place and actually stab it in there. And yes, try not to stab yourself because it hurt, and you want to close back together and actually twist it where it's not going to show those openings, because that's not going to look cute. So I'm just basically twist it and hide it under and between my hair. I thought this process was going to be fast and easy and also painless, but seriously, doing it yourself, it hurt because I accidentally stabbed myself several of times, since it's really hard to coordinate where it should go. But beauty is pain, ladies, so I guess it's worth it. And for the final touch, I'm going to use this cool patterns of hair ring and place it where my elastic to hide the imperfections. If you want to match NAMAARI hairstyles, technically she only have 4 hair ring, but because of the spacing, I just go ahead and add 5. Before moving on to the second style, I'm going to show you how I take it off. Just basically twist it in the opposite side. It's really easy to take it off, but also be careful because you don't want to tug a war of your hair and actually lose some of hair in this process. So just be gentle as possible. I have to admit that it's much easier to take it off rather than putting on. You just want to twist to give enough good spacing, and then it will come right off. For the elastic, don't you dare try to take it off. Just go ahead and cut it out. This is going to preserve your hair and also saving it from damage. And this is my favorite part, taking out the braid. Oh my gosh, my scalp feels so nice and relaxing. As promised, I'm going to show you the second option to create this hairstyle. If you don't want to shave the side of your head, just go ahead and pull all the hair into one cornrow. Once again, I'm going to part my hair, and at this point, the white flake is bouncing off the root since I've been messing with it a lot of time. Usually this gel is really good for not creating a white flake throughout the day, but since I've been working on the same sections, it does. I'm going to part my hair starting from the crown and all the way straight down behind my ears. Also, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, starting from the crown and all the way toward my ears. And this time we are going to tie with elastic so that part could be stable and it will not affecting my cornrow later on. Then gather all the left sections in the back that I don't need and tie that with an elastic so it can be out of the way. Let's start with the cornrow, and I'm going to apply the Professional Eco Gel on my fingers, and I'm going to start grabbing the first sections right here. Then I'm going to divide into 3 equal parts. Once you divide into 3 equal parts, the outer right sections will be placed under in between those 2 sections using the left pointing fingers. This is where the shape will sink, so pay close attention. From the outer left sections, I'm going to use my right pointing fingers and grab that section to be under and between those 2 sections. Moving back to the right sections and do the same thing, using my pointing fingers to hold it and adding more hair into that section. It will create a very cool pattern. Same thing to the left side. Place the strings under and between those 2 strings. I'm just going to grab a little bit hair while I'm in that process so I can keep the braid straight and where I want to go. Just be aware, every single time we are working on the right sections, place it under in between, we have to add more hair into that. We are imitating that we shave off the head on the side and having cornrow near the hair that we parted. At the beginning of the braiding is always the most difficult part. That's why I decided to slow things down. But once you get the hang of it, you are going to fly like a bird. Notice that every time I'm working on the left sections, I don't grab a lot of hair. I try to grab whatever hair is there so my cornrow could be stable and straight throughout the process. Now it's back to the regular speed, so you just want to make sure that whenever you're grabbing more hair in each sections, you want to be consistent. You don't want to grab too much hair or too little. It will not look good. So just pace yourself and try your best to make that perfect. The secret of creating a perfect cornrow is that stay closely to your scalp as possible. It's very similar to a Dutch braid, but Dutch braid is more loose. This is even tighter, so you can definitely corn those perfect little cornrow on the side of your head. This is where you can build arm muscle because your arms does get tired, but I'm telling you, don't put your hands down because this braid will not able to hold itself. It will loosen up and fall apart. So what I would do is actually placing my head and my arm down toward the table at the same time. Rest once you get rest and come back to it. I'm going to fasten this part because I'm basically repeating myself. I just want to let you know, don't give up because this hairstyle is a little bit difficult for beginners. But once you keep practicing, you would definitely find this so easy and it's a go-to hairstyle. Also, the hand placement is very critical of how you want to form the braid. If you want to slightly down, angle your arms, your hand to be that way. I like my cornrow to be straight in the back, so I just tilt my head down a little bit to create a perfect straight line. My technique of using elastic to tie my hair is actually loop it twice, then I'm going to tie my hair. And from two of the loop, I'm just going to grab one and then tie it again. This will definitely secure everything in place and you are not going to pull your hair or lose any hair in the process. Then I'm going to add some hair accessory to jazz it up. This is a hair ring and I'm going to place 4 sections to imitate NAMAARI hairstyle. What I recommend is to use your friend and family whenever you are putting at this hair ring. It looks so easy how I'm putting in, but seriously it was really difficult for me and it took a lot of time. Once you close the ring, make sure that you are going to twist that so it could be high in the middle of your braid so you don't see the imperfections. And then adding the last hair piece to cover up the elastic. This is going to make it even more professional. This hairstyle will give you a lot of compliment, and apparently even at the grocery store, I went to the grocery store and there was a girl coming up to me saying that you're really pretty and I like your hairstyle. I hope she sees my channels so she can actually do it for herself. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. There's another 2 videos waiting for you to click. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell for more notifications. And once again, if you have any comment and concern, definitely comment down below. And as always, love yourself, stay motivated. Peace out.